Okay, good evening, everybody. So I was just going through the past question, and I think just this caught my attention because if I tell you that I want to teach you anything now, I'm deceiving myself because, like I said before, we don't really have a course outline, so I can't even know the head or the tail. But I just brought this out because I just saw it. And I know most times when people set questions in French language, they tend to want to use these pronouns or articles and the rest of them to tell you to fill in the appropriate sentences. So I decided to bring out relative pronouns in this. Um, in as much as in as much as you we want to do French, I think I will even like a situation whereby I get responses from people because I have to ask questions before I proceed. I don't know if we know anything about relative pronoun and what we can say about relative pronoun. Because if anybody knows what relative pronoun is, I would like your suggestion or your definition on relative pronouns.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, we know what conjunctions are. Those are words that join two sentences together. Now, if you're talking about relative pronouns, um they are word that introduces a dependent clause and connects it to an independent clause. Okay, how do I mean? In a sentence, there is a clause, but there is something that brings it together to make a sentence. I'm trying to think of an example, but let me go through what I've typed here to see if I can show us what I mean. Okay. For example, I have a sentence like the woman car has broken down. The woman car has broken down. Now there's something the woman stands at, it could stand as an independent clause, and the other side, which is has broken down, could stand as a reflexive clause or a reflective clause. But then I need something that joins the two of them. That's when relative pronoun comes in. You can now say the woman whose car has broken down, or the woman, oh, that's the woman whose car has broken down. You can say that is the woman. Okay, let me put it in this way. That is the woman broken down. Now I need something to join these two sentences together, to join these two clauses together. That woman, that woman is, it could be like an independence clause, and then the remaining one, the car broken down. um car has broken down could be the reflective clause. Now I need a word that brings these clauses together to make a full sentence. Now I introduce relative pronouns like whose. That woman, oh, that is the woman whose car has broken down or broke down or something. So they are like words that introduces clauses, or that introduces a dependent clause and connects it to an independent clause. That's what it means. So we have some words in French. You know, relative pronouns answers sentences of what, who, which, where. That's the I think the five W's. Right? Which, what, who, which, what, who, where, and the rest. All the W's that we know, the which, the where, the who, and whom, and whose. So they answer the questions of those words. Now in French, we have 5 that are used in daily conversations, that are used in sentences, because I'm pretty sure that you will see relative pronouns. Fill in the gaps. You have dont, you have lequel, you have où, you have qui, and you have que. Dont is used when you are trying to talk about somebody's possession. Like the sentence I made before, that is the car, that is the woman's car, or that's the woman whose car was stolen, or that is the woman whose bag was taken. Whose is an object, there. It is a possession indicator. Whose car, that's the car, that's a possession of someone or some possession of something. It refers to, it has to do with possession. Whenever you see something that has to do with sack, maybe somebody's bag, somebody's shoe, somebody's ruler, you know that there's a word, there's a relative pronoun that will be introduced, and that's going to be dont. I'm just going to list it out, then we'll go into the examples fully. Then we have lequel. I just did a tabular form so that we understand just the first phrase. But while we scroll down, you see where I made a breakdown of these relative pronouns. And we have lequel. The equivalent of lequel is which. You're referring to an object in this situation. Then you have où. OU means où. You know, there are 2 types of où in French language. There is one that has accent grave on the U, and there's one that does not have any accent on it. It is just plain without the head, I mean without that little tail on it. So when you see, just be careful. The one that has a little feather on the head, on the letter U, means where. Then the one where you don't see anything at all means or, O-R, or. So there is où, and it's pronounced the same way. Où and où is pronounced the same way, no difference. But it's different in writing. So, but this one, that one is a conjunction. This is a relative pronoun. So this one is a time indicator. It has to do with places. This is where I live. This is where I sit. This is where I move. This is where I go to church. It has to do with places. It has to do with time. Then you have qui. Qui is used for a human. Sometimes this qui is introduced in a sentence. Qui est? Who is it? Who is that? Qui est? Even que too can also start a sentence, but in some cases it can change. The meaning of que can be what, as in qu'est-ce que c'est? What is it? But when it's used in a sentence where it is introduced or where it is before where it's before an object as a noun, where it is before a noun or a pronoun, yes, you can say it refers to that. But when it starts a sentence, it is what. But for qui remains the same. Qui remains who. It doesn't change. Qui means who, anywhere, anytime. Like I've told you, there's sometimes that you see sentences where you have QU apostrophe. They put the QU apostrophe when the letter following it is another vowel. Two vowels cannot sit at the same place. It is not possible. You can't say a orange. That's a vowel letter, and O is also a vowel letter. So there has to be a consonant to differentiate it. So you either say an orange, you don't say a orange or a orange. A is a vowel and O is a vowel. So it's the same in this place, in this instance. When you see ki or ke, but the next letter that comes after it is a vowel, you changed it, you remove the E or the I and put apostrophe. So like I said, ki is for a person. Ki is referred for a person. Ke is that. So it could be it could also be a person, and it could also be an object, but when it becomes that, it is always before a noun or a pronoun. But if it starts a sentence, it could be what. It could be what. So let's move down. So please, I hope I'm not talking or saying things that we don't understand, though, please. Just in case you don't understand something, please let me know.
Let's clear.
Eh?
Let's clear.
Okay, c'est clear. Okay, so I gave a short note. Lequel is the French relative pronoun counterpart for which, and it is used for indirect objects. It follows the prepositions a, de, or pour, and only used when referring to things, but never about people. In addition, it has to agree with the noun's gender, masculine or feminine, and number, singular or plural. You know, I told us about this singular and plural. You will see it even in the revision he gave us. I'm sure we noticed some of the things where there were plurals and singulars. You cannot see S in front of a word and put a singular stuff and not in plural form. You can't say l'orange. If the orange, if there's letter S after orange, it has to be les oranges. That's L-E-S, then orange with S at the back. They have to tally. They have to agree together. Plural plus plural, singular plus singular. En and une is equals to, like I told us before, en plus une is equals to de, that's D-E-S. Then le plus la is equals to L-E-S. Le plus la is singular, L-E-S is plural. En and une are singulars, D-E-S is plural. So in this case, you have lequel, which is the masculine singular. This is masculine singular, lequel. You have the feminine, which is laquelle. You have the masculine plural, which is lequel, and feminine plural, which is also lequel. It's pronounced as lequel. The only difference is that there's an LE added to the lequel. I've always told you that when you see feminine words, or when you want to change masculine into feminine, there's some words that you just have to add E. Like, let's see. You know, we have coup and we have coupe. Okay, let me look for let's use this adjective, intelligent. Intelligent, whenever I say, oh, c'est un garçon intelligent. Now, because there is garçon, garçon is a boy. So the adjective following it has to be in masculine. So I would say garçon intelligent. Mais if I want to say fille, what's the feminine of a boy? That's a girl, and girl is fille. So I will say c'est une fille intelligent. The T is pronounced because the E is at the back. Intelligent, intelligente. Content, contente. Amusant, amusante. Most of these words, to know the feminine words, you know that they are added E. They are added with E. Yes, there are some words that you don't really need, they just change 4 letters out of it, stuff like that. But we don't need to go into that for now. But I hope we understand why we said that lequel has to argue with the noun's gender, masculine or feminine or singular or plural. That's why I broke it down for us here. Lequel, laquelle, lesquels, lesquelles. Okay, so let's move down. Okay, so I don't know if we've seen the examples. Have we moved? Okay. Somebody said I should stop. Maybe I should wait. Okay, I'm waiting.
Sorry, hello.
Yes.
Just to clarify something. Locale and laquelle. It looks like it's a joint word, or
yes, it's like one word. Lequel is one word.
Oh, it's one word.
Laquelle is one word.
Oh,
yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes, one word.
Right.
They all mean which.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
Hello,
here.
Tona. Yeah,
Yes.
please, can we deal with that past question we're doing in tutorial that day? The past question that man taught us in class, that the lecturer taught us in class throughout the last class. Why don't we focus on past questions? Because I'm sure that's what will come out, but it will scatter the question.
Mr. God bless. I said I should you. My thoughts exactly.
Because this one, trust me, I'm understanding you, but you cannot give me that exam now and I'll say Levanton, Kelekonton. I don't know if you get what I mean. So let us deal with the past question. I will understand it the other way. My own thoughts though, if anybody has contrary.
Hello. I think it's best we get this. These are just the basic things we need that can also as well guide us when we are looking at these past questions.
Professor.
Tona, la professor, Alpha.
I think she wants us to know the basics before going to the past question.
No, we can't hear you.
I'm here. What are we saying? Are we saying we should continue with past questions? Because I don't think anybody needs me to run past questions because he has answered it already.
Yeah.
That's why my plan was not to go through past questions because it's been answered already. But this is just a preamble of, so when you see it in the exam hall, you know that it is introduced by this or introduced by that. This is all I'm teaching today. I'm not going into anything.
Please go ahead, Tony.
A bit of the past question because my phone was faulty then, so I wasn't able to join the class. Please.
What did you say?
I said the day you tutored the past question, my phone was faulty, so I was offline then. So I'm not aware about the past question. Please.
Yeah, I know that some of us are not aware of the past, but I'm very sure that some people had already worked on the past questions. So it's just to ask someone who has the past questions, solved past questions, and it will be sent to the group again.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, can I make a suggestion, Madam Tona? Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Well done. Thank you so much for taking your time out to help us. See, my suggestion would be like, let's look at the past question. Then you tell us, when we are looking at the answer, you explain why we are choosing this as the answer. Maybe you teach
Exactly.
in that line. I don't know. Because honestly,
My thoughts. Honestly, I don't.
we cannot understand. It's late learning all of this. Maybe if you take number one question, for instance, and you say this, and then you say the answer is this, it's this because Lakel is here, or I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Hello. Hello.
Can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
you. I heard you.
Okay, that's my suggestion. I don't know how you feel about it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please don't be discouraged. I beg. You're quiet. I don't know whether you're feeling discouraged. Learning a language is not easy, please.
Let's hold on for her. Sorry.
Please, if anybody has past questions, please let's post it.
I think Wizzy sent it to the main platform earlier. Maybe somebody can help us forward it. Alaji, please check the study group. I just sent it.
This is the one you talked about. Simba, is this not the one you're talking about?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So, Sana,
I can't see the screen now.
oh,
Okay, I can see it.
okay.
Okay. So hey, the thing is am I supposed to go ahead from the option sections, that section A, section B, section C?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Hey.
God no go
Okay.
shame us.
Adine,
Sorry, please. Please.
use the okay, hold on, no, please hold on. Hold on, before my phone will go off, please. Sorry. Mm. Okay, so let's start with the first one. It's just that this kind of thing they surprise you with certain things and you might not even know where to go from. But because this kind of thing, this thing that they said now in section A, section B, or section C, they didn't teach us these things in class. So I don't know what they expect us to do, whether they expect us to do guesswork, but it is well. Section A says use the following items to complete questions 1 to 5. Okay. Section option A says incompetent. That's somebody that is incompetent or not good at his job. Then B is to direct or to lead, dirige, to direct or to lead. Then you have signer. Signer is to sign something. Then we have option D, lanwe, which means directory, like phone book kind of thing, where you have list of numbers. Then you have option E, which is réservation. That's to place a reservation in a hotel or a space or something. So number 1 says un PDG dash une compagnie. So what is the appropriate word that is best suitable for number 1? Un PDG can be président directeur général. Président du directeur général. It can be like the president or the director or CEO of something. Compagnie is more like
We actually said CEO then.
He said CEO then, ba?
Yeah.
Aha. So it could be CEO, it could be director general, it could be president, anyone, something like that. Then in company could be like it could be like a company or meeting or business or firm or something like that, like a business or a firm. But in this sentence, it means like a group of people who I believe, or a firm or something. But that's what company means. Now it says which word will suit, which of these words or which of these options suits this number 1. Is it income? Number 1, obviously talk about anything that has to do with work. The only reason why somebody will be incompetent is when he's not good at something. So incompetent doesn't suit the word. You have diriger or dirige, to direct. I think the best thing is to look at all the options first on what they mean, to check if they actually play a role in this question. We know that signer is to sign, and lanwe is like a directory. like a phone book. Then reservation. You cannot say
Reservation.
the director, sorry?
As in reservation. That one is reservation.
Yes, you cannot say a director reservation, reservation a company. No. You cannot say you can actually still say un PDG signé une compagnie. But why I will not say signé is because why? Let me there are ways that you can also see tricks. Anybody can actually choose the word signé. Un PDG signé une compagnie. It sounds very close to being the best. But why I will not pick signé is because signé is a verb here and it is not conjugated. Now, if there was no R there, I would have picked sing because that's conjugation. It has been conjugated. Now, but see this question, see this option, dirige. The full verb is diriger, to lead. Diriger, to lead. But dirige is here. It's been conjugated. And you know we have je, tu, il ou elle, nous, vous, and il ou elle. Now, in this place, you can replace un PDG as il, il. And in all these words here, it is only dirige that is conjugated in form of il. That is another trick again that you can use to know if it has to do with a noun or a pronoun. You should check. It can be in form of a conjugated word that would fit it. In some cases, it may not work, but in some cases, it may work. In some cases, it may work. That was how I got my answer when he asked the question, because I was looking, because I was going to pick signé. But when I noticed that signé was not conjugated, and I looked at dirige and said dirige was conjugated, so I picked dirige, and apparently I got the answer. I hope we're getting it.
Adequate, serious. Please hold on. Let me ask one question.
Please don't be angry for me.
Hello,
You don't
can you hear me?
come again. Oh. Be careful. Please ask your question, Jari.
Okay,
Yes.
so when you talk about signé and all that, now signé doesn't it mean to sign? Now, if you're looking at that sentence, when you say the president or the CEO dash a group of people or a company, definitely doesn't mean to
lead the
sign
company.
or to direct. So that means dirige is actually because when you are talking of the conjugate or no conjugate noun, when it looks at the sentence with or without the conjugate, does it mean that we could use a sign a group of companies? Is it going to be correct, or using direct or lead?
Wait, I don't think I get your question.
Okay, repeat encore. So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if I'm correct, that sentence says the president dash maybe the company or a group of people, right?
Yeah.
Now, the options we are given are incompetent, direct, sign, and reserve. So now in these options, when you were talking of signé, signé means sign, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so can we now say the president signs a group of company, or the president direct? Because you were saying if you didn't look at the conjugate or the conjugate in there, you would have picked sign. That's saying yeah.
Yeah, that's why I told you that when I was making that sentence, in my head, I picked signé because yes, a director can sign a company, like he could sign but I now had to go through number 1 to 5. That is how this is how I do my own when it comes to objectives and all that. I go through the questions. Now I'll pick out all the ones that I said. Now it was even when there are 2 instances that made me not pick signé. So when I went through the question, when I went through the first question, my mind went to signé. un PDG signé une compagnie. But then I had to look at it. I'm like, oh, signé one. Signé is actually to sign, and it's in the it's in the normal form. That's to sign. Now, if I'm looking at this word, un PDG, I cannot say un PDG signé. I will have to change it myself. But because I noticed that, oh, dirige is to direct, and then it's also conjugated. I have to now say, look, I said, oh, it might be dirijo because signé is not conjugated and dirige is conjugated. Then I now scaled through the questions. I now saw contra.
Yeah.
Not contra
Exactly.
a press. And I said, oh,
Yeah.
contract is ready.
Okay.
And I looked at all the options here and I said, you only sign a contract, you cannot sign a company. So I have to switch.
Okay.
So another way is to go through your numbers 1 to 5, because if you have to do it, complete the questions using this one, that one, that one. You have to go through the questions first before you pick an answer. So that was how I was able to retrace my footstep back. Because I've told us that sometimes there are some words in French that are equivalent to their English form. Contrat sounds like contract. There's numero sounds like number. So sometimes it could help you alongside. Oh, this one seems to be like something, 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 something. I want to just pray that maybe the lecturer will be in class tomorrow and explain or do the English equivalent tomorrow. I'm just hoping he does that because it will go a long way. Because it will go a long way. Because it's not easy doing
Are
another
you
man's
sure that
language
is
and you're learning
possible?
that 2-3 months. It is not proper.
I'm not sure it's possible.
Yeah. Don't know, Sha, it is well. Okay, so I don't know if I can move ahead or move on.
Okay. I hope somebody was trying to call you back that time.
Okay, I think somebody was trying to ask me to repeat what I said. I still repeated it now. So
All right.
Yes,
so number
we can move on. Thank you.
Okay. Number 2 says, vous cherchez un numéro, regardez dans dash. Vous cherchez. Chercher means to find, but then it says numero. Numero should tell you that it has to do with number, because it's almost like the equivalent of numbers. Numero, number. Numero téléphone. When you see numero, it can come in because I think when you're calling digits, it could sound number. We are calling digits in French. It is usually les nombres, numbers. Numbers in the French language is called les nombres. But when you hear numero, numero is telephone. Do we understand? When you see numbers, it is les nombres normally. But when you see numero, it has to do with telephone. Numero de téléphone. Numero has to do with telephone. But numbers is called les nombres. That's nombre, N-O-M-B-R-E-S, les nombres, L-E-S, then N-O-M-B-R-E-S. But when you hear numero, you know that it has to do with telephone or your GSM or your telephone portable. So in this question, you just know that, okay, you're looking for a number. You can look in the directory or the phone book, l'annuaire, the phone book. Vous cherchez un numéro, regardez dans l'annuaire. So l'annuaire is the answer. So can we move on? Number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
Notre contrat est prêt. Remember, I taught us not during one of the sessions in class. being adjective of possession. Remember that adjective qualifies a noun. Now that not
Possessive
is
adjective.
qualifying the, sorry?
Possessive adjective.
Yes, possessive adjective, sorry. So it is qualifying that noun contract. So not means are, O-U-R. Our contract is ready. Which word will best suit for contract? It is signé. We can sign it. Nous pouvons le signer. Now, signer ahead, this is exactly why I said that conjugations make a long way in French language. You cannot put two conjugated verbs together in a sentence side by side. It is not done. The only one that can be side by side with another verb are auxiliary verbs. And I told you that auxiliary verbs are avoir and être. Avoir to have, être to be. You can say, I'm looking for a word. Je suis allé. Je suis allé. Suis is from être. Aller is from aller, which is to go. You only introduce avoir and être to be alongside another verb when you want to change it to past tense. They've taught us about passé composé in class. When you want to conjugate a verb in passé composé, you either introduce the auxiliary verb avoir or the auxiliary verb être. So those are the only two verbs I can say beside each other. Now look at sentence number 3. Sentence number 3 cannot be nous pouvons signer. Nous pouvons signer. Nous pouvons signer. Now, if you're conjugating sing, pouvons cannot be conjugated. One has to fall for one. What do I mean? Pouvons is gotten from the verb pouvoir. Pouvoir means can, like C-A-N, to will. That's W, like how do you say, okay, wait, hold on. It's sha from can. The meaning of pouvoir is can. C-A-N. Now, if you want to conjugate it in a normal infinitive verb, it is changed to P-E-U-S. P-E-U-X, P-E-U-T, pouvant, pouvez, peuvent. Sorry, I'm confusing you, but I'm just trying to make you see that because pouvant is conjugated, the next verb that comes after it cannot be conjugated. It remains in the normal form. Like signer is, like I told you before, it is in the normal form. It is not conjugated, so it can stay beside pouvant. So you can say, you can even remove le. Le in this sentence stands for it. It is replacing the verb, the noun contract. Instead of me saying nous pouvons signer le contrat. Why am I repeating this? It's tautology. I don't want to put tautology, so I put something else to replace it. I will add it. So le is representing the contract here. So it becomes nous pouvons le signer. And this kind of word, it, comes before a verb. It just doesn't end it. It doesn't end the sentence. You cannot say nous pouvons signer le. No. It has to come before a verb. So it goes like nous pouvons le signer. Nous pouvons le signer. Le is representing the contract. Now, signer here is not conjugated because you cannot put two conjugated verbs that is not even an auxiliary verb with an ordinary verb. No, you can't put two verbs together except one is être or avoir. So you say nous pouvons le signer. Can I move forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 4 says, il ne sait pas faire son travail. Il est dash. Il ne sait pas faire son travail. When you see faire in any sentence, please don't forget it means to do or to make. Yes, devoir also means to do. Faire as well means to make or to do. They can do side by side. But devoir, the only time you see devoir in a sentence is maybe if you're talking about your assignments. Nous pouvons le devoir. We did our assignment. But if it's going to be in a sentence where you're going to make it a conjugated verb, it turns to must. I must do it. Je dois que. I must do it. But in this place, wherever you see faire, it means to do or to make. And I've told us that son is what? Son is also adjective possessive. Son, ça, c'est. Remember, son is for masculine, ça is for féminin, and ses is for pluriel. So in this case, il ne sait pas faire son travail. Il ne sait pas faire son travail. You know that faire means to do or to make. Son means his, H-I-S. Then travail means work, gotten from the verb travailler, to work. But this is this travail here is seen as a noun, his work. Remember I said that you only use adjectives to qualify a noun. So in this sentence, travail is a noun, not an adjective or a verb, because it's even at the end of the sentence. Because if you notice there's a full stop, il ne sait pas faire son travail, which means he does not do his work or he does not do his job. He is dash. So when you see somebody doesn't do his job well, you know the next thing is incompetent. Like I told you, some of these French words can be equivalent to the English words. Like you have words like parking, P-A-R-K-I-N-G. We all know that in English, it sounds like parking space, parking. So there are some words like that that are equivalent to the English words. So incompetent will tell you that it is incompetent. So he does not do his job, he is incompetent. That's your answer there. So number 5 says, faites une dash sur le vol Paris à New York. Like I said, fait. Sorry?
No, since I've seen country there, I'll just put reservation.
Exactly. Look for, that's why I said in your sentences, look for keywords. It's your keywords that will tell you, oh, this particular option fits this statement. Look, that is how you do French SM, French OBJs. Look for the keywords. Look for the options and look for keywords in the sentences that will trace you back to your option. That's your best way to get your answers. Because if you're waiting for, I'm waiting for someone that will come and translate it for me, you might not really get that option. But keywords will drive you to pick the correct answer. Now you've seen Paris, you've seen New York, and you see reservation. That means this one, it means to place a reservation. Now I've told you that faire means to make or to do. In this sentence, it means to make. In number 4, it means to do. I told you that it means either to do or to make. Now, they did not put any, what do you call it? They did not put any pronoun or, yes, it's pronoun that you put here. They did not put any pronoun here to say that, okay, this is me talking, but faites une dash sur le vol Paris. I made a reservation on the Paris to New York flight. Faites une réservation sur le vol Paris ou New York or in New York. So when you want to do pick your answers, look for keywords. Your keywords will drive you to pick the best answer for that statement or for that sentence. Now we move to option B. Use the following items to complete questions 6 to 10. Now I'm going to go through my options. I don't know the meaning of these options. I don't even know French. Let me look at these options. I look at the options. I can see a word, gouvernement. In my head, I'm already saying that this thing seems to mean like government. That's it. There are two keywords in the options. Augmenter. Augmenter, you know that there's a word like that in English, which means to raise. Augmentation, to raise, to go up, to level up. I've already seen two keywords, so I will go to my options 6 to 10. I will just scale through and read through it, even if I don't understand what I'm saying, but let me just go through it, okay? In a trouve pas d'emploi, il est dash. Number 7, les souffrir. You know, I'm just trying to say things like that. Now, if you look at number 7, I don't understand anything there, but that last word in number 7 is telling me that, this thing looks like salary, 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 salary. I'm looking for keywords. Number 8, I don't know anything there, but I'm seeing another 2 words that seems like something that sounds like English. Ejigbo is a local word. Reunion will tell you that reunion means reunion or something like a meeting. A reunion could be a meeting or normal reunion or get together. I'm already seeing 2 keywords there. Then number 9, I'm seeing ministre. Ministre ministre. Doesn't it mean ministry or minister? I'm seeing another keyword, chef. Chef can be chief now. Chef can be chief. Now I go to another question. I'm seeing augmentation there. And I'm seeing syndicates. But then augmentation might drive you to go and pick augmente. But remember, there's another keyword of augmente and salary. Salary and keyword. Like I told you, we have to look for keywords in the sentences. Please, am I making sense or I'm not making sense? So I know that I'm not just
Very
talking.
well.
There's another word for making sense.
Sorry?
You are really helping us. Just go on.
You are trying, my dear. Just carry on.
Okay. So you're looking for keywords. Now, emploi, number 6, even in emploi, emploi can sound like to employ somebody, emploi, employ, or employment. You're finding keywords like that. So let me just go and just see. Okay, now, I don't know, let me see if I can find the English equivalent of this word convoke. Please hold on, no, sorry. So convoke. Aha. Now, this word convoke, in your head, it might be like convocation, but convoke is also referring to the English word to convoke. Convoke, the only difference now, if you remove QU and change it to K, it has turned to English word, convoke. And what does it mean to convoke? It means to convene, to cause to assemble for a meeting. So like I said, is look for keywords. Now let's move to number 6. Number 6 says, il ne trouve pas d'emploi, il est dash. Maybe in my head now, I've gone to number 9. Like the last time when they gave us this question, the first question I answered it was number 9 because I said, le premier ministre. The prime minister is a chief of dash. Obviously, what concerns prime minister in this option is government now. So I just picked government. Oh, le premier ministre est le chef du gouvernement. What concerns government in these sentences? I'm saying minister and government, they are together. I believe that's the best answer for it. That was the first question I answered. Then I canceled government off my options before I started looking for words that will fit it. So you want to, sorry, hold on. You want to look for another word again. Now I'm looking at the word augmenter. Augmenter is derived from the English word augment, which means to increase. So obviously I'm going to my options again. And at number 7, I'm seeing salaire. Salaire looks like salary. What is augmenter? Augmenter means to increase. So in my head, I'm like, it might be to increase salary. I will shall write it beside it. Then I'm left with maybe like 3 options or 2 options. Then I start using my head to, fill in the gaps. But I've told you how to find the keywords and everything. Now let's answer the question. Il ne trouve pas d'emploi, il est dash. Now the answer that is supposed to be here is chômeur. Chômeur means unemployment, or someone that is unemployed. Chômeur means someone that is unemployed. Oh, he has no job. Il est chômeur. Elle est chômeur. Il est chômeur. He is unemployed. Now, number 7 says, les ouvriers sont heureux. On vient de dash le salaire. Let me even show you another keyword again. Now, if you look at these options, remember I told you whenever you see apostrophe somewhere with a word like de, de means from or to. In some places it could mean to. That's to. You viens de Abuja. I come from Abuja. Il vient de l'État de Benin. I am from Benin State. Now, if you notice that D is having apostrophe, you know that the next letter or the next letter that should be beside it is a vowel. Now, look at the keywords or look at the options that are given to us in option B. You notice that there's a particular word that starts with a vowel, and it is augmenter. Like I said, look for keywords. D is apostrophe. Why didn't they make it on vient de, DE, then augmenter? They know that it cannot sit together. So you know that D has apostrophe. You know that the next word that should be there is a vowel. And in all the options here, the only word that starts with a vowel is option B. That is augmenter. You've already picked your answer like that. Too. Les ouvriers sont heureux. The workers are happy because they are going, or someone is going to raise their salary, or someone is going to raise their salary, or the salary will become raised. You've already found your answer, D apostrophe augmenter. We move to the next question. Le maire de Djibo. Le maire can be mayor. It can be mayor of Djibo. Is convening a reunion. Is convening a reunion, a meeting. And you know, reunion, meeting. What do you do in a meeting? You convoke people. You make people come for a meeting. You've already picked your own answer. Convoke. Le maire de Djibo convoque une réunion. Like I already told us, the answer of number 9 is gouvernement. Le premier ministre is le chef du gouvernement. The prime minister is the chief of the government or is the head of the government. Le premier ministre, the prime minister. Le président directeur général, un PDG. They are all heads. So the last one, le syndicat demande aux ouvriers de dash fausse documentation. The syndicates are demanding for a strike. Ouvriers de grève asks for a strike for the raising of the salary or wanting or something like that. But le syndicat, you know that the last option that's remaining is grève because you've already answered all the questions. So you know that last option is going to be grève. But grève means strike. They are fighting or they are pushing for strike. We move to option C. Complete questions 11 to 15 with these items. Does anybody have anything to say?
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Are we together?
Hello,
Who is?
This is me. Can you hear me? Please, can you repeat that number B, number 10? Number 10.
Sorry, are you asking me a question?
Yes.
When you speak up, oh,
Number 10.
Okay, I'm
Sure
not
that
really
you
hearing.
pick
I thought
now.
you were on the phone.
Yes, the meaning of the question, number 10. That's all. I didn't
Okay,
understand the meaning
the
of
group syndicat can be a
Yes.
pressure group.
Okay.
Yes, le
Okay.
syndicat, I think they're called pressure groups. Like, okay, le syndicat can be ASU. I don't know, what do you call ASU? What do you rate ASU as, please?
The union.
Sorry?
It's a union, an
Yeah,
association.
exactly. They can. Le syndicat means union. The union is demanding. They are asking for the open. If not, they will go on strike. They are asking to open. Wait, let me. Le syndicat demande aux ouvriers de grève faute d'augmentation. Oh, the union are saying that they will go on strike for you to make augmentations on certain things. Maybe let me even check. Hold on, I'm coming. My phone is hot.
Don't let it be odd though.
Mine too. Mine is on charger and then with Zoom. It's very hot.
Yeah, it's on charger actually because it was almost going off.
That's why.
Sorry, I'm coming. Yes. So it's more like the union are asking workers to strike for lack of raise. For lack of, you know, when you're saying that because they've not paid your salary, you now say that you guys are pushing for strike. So it's more like that. Sure, did you get it?
yeah.
Okay, option C, man. My eyes are. Whew, okay, you still have a long way to go, my lord. Okay, so option C says complete questions 11 to 15 with these items. Okay, so I'm looking at the options. Hebdomadaire, annonce, nouvelle, émission, place. I know that nouvelle is news. Annonce sounds like announcing something, but it means announcement. Nouvelle is news. Émission is program. Hebdomadaire is dailies or weeklies, you know, like all these things you have, like types of little newspaper stuff. You call them dailies or weeklies, stuff like that. Like you say, Guardian and Vanguard are dailies or weeklies or something. Then you have plus. Plus, you know that plus sounds like place, so it is place. Now I go through. I go through my this thing, the numbers 11 to 15. Now start scoping through. Okay, so if I'm to scope this thing now, I'm seeing two words and I'm seeing son, number 15. Like I said, I'll look for a key number and see if I can answer it. Now I'm seeing tell, a tempo. And then when two words are joined together like that, it is showing that it is plural. Then I'm seeing son. You can only use son when it's a plural word that is in front of it. You remember that son is from the verb to be, and so is used to replace they. They are. You only use son when you're referring to they or something that is more than one, or objects that are more than one. Now I'm looking at the options again, and there's only one word that is in plural form. There's only one word that is in plural form. The rest are just singular words. Annonce is singular. Nouvelle, singular. Émission, singular. Place, singular. Manner, hebdomadaire is in plural form. And I am seeing tel et tempo. And I'm seeing son, S-O-N-T. I already know that answer, that option A is going to number 15. Tel et tempo sont des hebdomadaires du Nigeria. Tel and tempo are weeklies or types of weeklies in Nigeria, or weekly journals in Nigeria. It could be like that. I've already gotten my answer for number 15. I have crossed option A out of that option of the options there, because there are 5 in number and they're supposed to fit 5 of these sentences. So I've already crossed one, so it's remaining 4. Now I have to look again. Now I am seeing a word in number 11, reserve. Remember we saw a word called reservation in the beginning. And reservation means reservation, to place a reservation. And then you are seeing number 11, reserve. I have seen an option that is called place. I said place a reservation. Now I'm seeing place and reserve. I already know that those two words work together. And I'm seeing train. Sur le train de 11h, je réserve une dash sur le train de 11h. 11 is 11. So 11 o'clock. I have made a reservation or a place. I have reserved a place on the train, or I have reserved the 11 o'clock train. I have reserved a place on the 11 o'clock train. Reserve, you know that you only place a reservation or you reserve a place. Those are keywords. You fill in your own numbers. You know that 11 is option E, place. J'ai réservé une place sur le train de 11h. I've picked my answer, remaining 3. Now I'm going again. Nouvelle, I don't know. Oh, well, nouvelle is news. Now you go through your sentence again. You now see something called journal in number 14. Journal sounds like journals. And journals and news are interwoven. Journals and news are interwoven. But yes, it sounds like, but you have to be very careful. But journal, nouvelle is still not the answer. So you have to be very careful. Like this, sometimes these sentences could be very tricky, but God will help us. Now you have another word again, journal in number 13. So you see what I said? It is going to be very, very confusing, but with God, all things are possible. So I'm coming. I'm trying to see how to. If you notice, so the remaining words here, in fact, from option B to E, they are all feminine words. So you are seeing in some of the sentences, born. Like number 12, there is a feminine word there, born. It is not a très bon, B-O-N, because you don't really say très bon, you actually say très bien. But in this case, you know that born, B-O-N-N-E, is feminine. So the next word that will be there is feminine. Now if you go to number 13, you see it is une mauvaise. There is mauvais and there is mauvaise. E is here, you know that it is feminine. Now you go to number 14, you have une there. You know that the word that should be there is feminine. So you just have to really calm down. But let's see how we can break this. Il a une très bonne dash. I'm doing number 12 right now. Il y a une très bonne dash littéraire ce soir à la radio. There is a very good dash. Literaire means literature or literary. And how do I say this now? I'm trying to see how to. You see, I said émission means program, nouvelle means news, and annonce means a tiny announcement or a short announcement. Like then in French village, they'll tell you, c'est le petit annonce. Like it's a little announcement that can be said to a group of people. That could even be said in a news or in a newspaper. They call it l'annonce, like announcement and all those kind of stuff. But in this case, the key word here is littéraire. There is something like when you see literature, you know that it has to do with literature. So you cannot say literature and news. No, they don't kind of sound, they don't sound good to the ears. You cannot say a literature, a news literature, or a literary news or something. No, it doesn't really sound so much. There's no link between literature and news like that. You see announcement, you're still trying to buy, but then you're picking announcement, news, and program. Those are the words that you have. Then you sound like you think about literature, you think about program. Oh, program, literature, program. You're seeing radio, radio is radio. Il y a une très bonne dash littéraire ce soir à la radio. There is a very good literature program this night at the radio, or they will play, or there's going to be, I think they missed a word chat because it's supposed to be they're going to play or do a literature program this night at the radio. Radio, I don't understand what they were trying to say in this sentence because we listen to stuff on the radio, we don't watch stuff on the radio. But I don't really get what they were trying to say in this sentence. But il y a une très bonne émission littéraire ce soir à la radio. Émission is the answer. So you say il y a une très bonne émission littéraire ce soir à la radio. Number 13, we have nous avons appris une mauvaise dash dans le journal ce matin. We had a very bad news. I mean, we got a very bad news. We got a very bad news in the newspaper this morning. Le journal can also mean newspaper. Le journal can also mean newspaper. Journals, newspaper. So journal means newspaper. So you can say we got a bad news in the newspaper this morning, or we saw a bad news in mauvaise means bad. Is there synonyms for bad, Sha? We saw a disgusting news or something bad, dangerous, mauvaise, dangereux. They're all synonyms. Then number 14 says, il met une dash dans le journal pour vendre sa maison. Now, maison here, he puts a dash in the newspaper to sell his house. That's what it means. So he placed, il met, he placed, but mettre means to put. So it's conjugated here. Il met une dash dans le journal pour vendre sa maison. He puts an announcement in the newspaper for selling or to sell his house. So that's all. We've answered 11 to 15. Lord have mercy. D, complete question 16 to 20 with the following. Un, de le, deux, une, and pas. Now we look at these words. I don't know if we remember when the man treated negative questions or negative statements in the class. There are two words that show negative state or show that a word or a state or a sentence is in a negative form, and that is ne and pas. Ne as in ne and pas as in pas. And if you look at the options, we have option E, which is in pa, which is pas. You know, when you see no and pas together, you know that this is a negative affirmative sentence. So you cannot put no pas together. There has to be a verb in between no and pas. So it can be ne mange pas, ne parlez pas, ne danse pas, ne dansez pas, ne mangez pas, ne écoutez pas, ne chantez pas. There's always a verb in between them. Now, I told you that do plus le, if we remember when we were doing definite articles and indefinite articles and combination of some articles and some articles, like in the place where I said de plus le is equals to du, de, which is de, and le, which is le. If you bring the two words, you cannot say de le something. You have to change it into de. You have to change it into du. De plus le is equals to du. But do plus la is equals to dollar. Dollar still remains the same. When you mix it with feminine, with the feminine, it stays the same way. But for the masculine, it doesn't. It changes to do. Do plus le equals to you. Like you have with the asongraph, with the head that has tail. If you add it with lo, it becomes au. Even in the sentences I gave, laquelle, dequel, duquel, it changes. So in this space, you have un, you have de le, you have d apostrophe, you have une, you have pas. What is un now? Un can mean so many things, though. Un can mean it can replace prepositions like de. When you want to say, I am talking about it. Instead of me saying, I'm talking about it again, I'll remove that it and put something else. That's how un is. Un can also represent a person. Someone did this. I did it for someone. I did it for someone. I did it for some. Could also mean any, could mean several things. Then de le. De can mean to, that's T-O. It can also mean from, F-R-O-M. It depends on the sentence construction. Then you have D apostrophe, is also off. It can mean O-F. Yeah, even de plus L apostrophe can actually mean of the. It can also mean of the, this is of the. Then D apostrophe is of. Then un means means and, sorry. Un means and, that's A-N and. Then pa is negative form of not, do not. So these two have to be together. No and pa have to be together to tell you that it means do not, must not, will not. There must be no and there must be pa. Then we have words like this, number 16 to 20. Nous sortirons dash hôpital demain. You cannot say d'hôpital. You cannot say D apostrophe. You know, I told you that hôpital is a very, words that start with H. They are very, very special words. H is a very special letter. You do not use le or la with H. You use L apostrophe with H. You don't say d'hôpital. No. You can never introduce hospital with DE or D apostrophe. There must be le. Le must be in front of it. De l'hôtel, de l'hôpital, de l'heure. You don't say the. No, there has to be a le in front of it. So if you look at the options, you know that there's one option called de le. I know I said vowels will go for L apostrophe, but this is H. You would have picked D apostrophe, but D does not go with hospital like that. There must be another article which is lo. You must add lo in front of it. So the best option for number 16 is B. Nous sortirons de l'hôpital demain. We are leaving the hospital, or we are leaving from the hospital tomorrow. De l'hôpital. The number 17. Il achète dash nouvelle machin. You cannot say he is buying. Oh, sorry. Even in this thing, en can also be placed with places. It can be put in front of places like je suis en Allemagne. I am in Germany. Allemagne means Germany. I am in Germany. En Allemagne. It could be in, instead of using DANS, because EN could also mean IN, in. DANS could also mean in. So it could be used for places. En Allemagne. So we have number 2. Il achète dash nouvelle machine. He bought new machine. What is the best word that is best good? I mean, that is good for this statement. He bought a new machine. It is a new machine. I'm sure you say, but A is supposed to be an. Why is in the answer? Well, in English, it is a new. New is masculine. But in this case, yun is feminine. But new as an English word is more like a word that starts with a consonant. So you use A. You don't say an new, you say a new. But in this place, so nouvelle is a feminine word. So anything that has to be beside it or in front of it has to be in feminine form. Thereby you're choosing une nouvelle machine. He is buying a new machine. Or he buys a new machine. Il achète. So une is the best option. The next one, le de la mer nous fera froid. I told you that when you see ne in any sentence, it is not complete when there is no word like pas. There are negative words where you see ne with. You have jamais, ne jamais, ne pas. Ne jamais means never. Ne pas means not. To not do something, to not do something, to not make things to happen and stuff like that. So in this case, the missing word here is pas, because no cannot stand on its own. You have to add his sister to it. So the sister of no is pas. Option E. Look, the water in the sea is not cold or will not be cold. L'eau de la mer ne fera pas froid. The water in the sea or the sea water will not be cold. Number 19. Le professeur peut acheter dash terre. In this case, so I'm sure you will think, why is it not des autres terres? Since autre is in plural, terre is in plural, the option that should be there should be in plural. No. In this case, this word is there, whatever you're going to put there is complementing the subject of this sentence. And the subject on this sentence is le professeur. Remember I told you that there's something called SVO in the construction of sentences in English language. Subject, verb, object. In this sentence, le professeur is the subject. Peut acheter is the verb. Autre terre is what? Is the object. In this case, it is complementing the subject though. So it has to be in singular form. Now remember that there is another word there, oath. The first letter of oath is a vowel. Look at your options. The only option left there is the apostrophe. So you know that the apostrophe will go with a vowel letter following it. So oath terres, so it becomes le professeur peut acheter d'autres terres. The professor can buy from other lands or can buy of other lands. C'est la même chose, c'est la qui chose. Quoi, quoi, quoi. So le professeur peut acheter d'autres terres. Option C is the answer. Now I told you can use you can use en when it comes to countries or places, but it's basically countries and states. So on vacances, on holiday, we will be going to Allemagne. It could be to, it could mean in. In this case, it is Allemagne and Allemagne, which is option A. God, I am so tired, man. We move to the next. We move to the next option, section E. Hi, Jesus. Okay, this is what I was talking to us about before we started doing the past questions. Qui, que, où, dont, and pour. Le Camargue, I don't know what Camargue is, but I know it's a place because it's in capital letters, so it's a noun. But they are saying Camargue is a region dash I love to go well, or dash I love going to every time or very well. So what is the appropriate or best word for that sentence? Remember, qui, it means who, and is used for a person. Que is that. It means that, and is used for objects. In some cases, it could be used for objects, sha. Then who has to do with places. So who means where, W-H-E-R-A, where. Then dont means of which, of whom, whose, and the rest and the rest. Pour means for, P-O-U-R means for. Number one says, le Camargue est une région dash, j'aime bien aller. Camargue is a region that I go to well. It could be que. It could be où. Anyone you pick is correct. Because we had some arguments that. But me, I said où because it has to do with a place. But que can also represent it. Que can also be used. Or me, I picked où because it was representing a place. But like I said, que will also work in the sentence. Now, number 22 says, c'est une région dash j'aime aussi. In this place, you use que. It is a region that I also love. It is a region that I also love. It's a region that I also love. Remember I said qui is for humans. So this one, it is que j'aime aussi. Connaissez-vous la route dash va à Abuja? In my own head, I would have picked pool for that question. Because pool can mean TO2 and also mean for, FOR. So if you had asked me, I would say, do you know the route to go to Abuja? Connaissez-vous la route pour va à Abuja? Do you know the route to go to Abuja? But in this instance, the lecturer put key. Now, when I said, why would he use key? So in my head, I decided to change the sentence and put the what do you call it? The reflexive clause in front and put the independent clause at the back. So I changed it. I said, Qui va à Abuja? Question mark. And I put another one again. Connaissez-vous la route? Now I'm putting qui as the subject. Who is going to Abuja? Qui va à Abuja? Who is going to Abuja? I put question mark. Now I'm still asking again. Do you know the route? Connaissez-vous la route? That's why in my head, I just felt maybe that's why he picked key. But if you had asked me and I've said the question or the answer is pool because of the way it is placed. Connaissez-vous la route pour va à Abuja? Do you know the route to go to Abuja? Or do you know the route for going to Abuja? And I've still put pool there, left to me. But he said the answer was key. For me, I gingered and said that the answer is pool, but we'll go with the lecturer, Sha. The next question we says, yes, oui, c'est celle. Je prends toujours. Wait first, let me even check something. Hold on, please. I believe that we are all tired. Me, if I'm tired, though. But God help us. So, sorry, I'm coming. So, oui, c'est celle dash je prends toujours. Yes, this is the one dash I take always, or that I always take. This is the one that I always take. Oui, c'est celle que je prends toujours. Then number 25, mes amis ont une femme, je passe mes vacances. My friends have a farm where I stay or rest or do my holidays. My friends have a farm where I do my holidays or where I take my holidays or where I stay for my holidays. We move to F. F says, complete the questions, complete the following questions with one of the following. Razak has slept off because I have left Many people are even sleeping on this group because I've finished with A to D. Oh. I finished E. I'm in F now.
Please, what number are you?
Away. They say what number am I in? It's okay.
What we have here is D.
Go to bed, though.
What number? Is it 20? Is it 30? Is it just
I'm
this?
entering number 26 now.
26. Okay, thank you.
So, Mr. Razak, are you gonna change the screen?
That's what we have here is 20.
That's why I said he has to move. I've already entered. I've been answering question. I've been section E. I'm moving to F already.
I was wondering because I didn't know. Can somebody help call him? Yes, no.
He has slept off. Or should we continue tomorrow?
When tomorrow?
Eh?
When tomorrow?
I don't know.
We have to agree. Do we still have people on this call? Everybody. You still have 15 people. Why are they not talking now?
People have slept off because this is how I was yesterday. I was in class yesterday to 12:30. I slept off. In fact, I just logged out.
I knew when you did that.
Let's continue tomorrow because some of us are here and not here.
Donna, please, what
But on
time
our own,
tomorrow?
let's try to just go through the past question.
What time
Please, I want
tomorrow?
to make a suggestion too. Please, can we on our own try to read about France?
About what?
Can we try to read about France on our own? Like go to France, type on Wikipedia, know their symbols, the color of their flag, like bleu, blanc, rouge, blue, white, and red. Blue, blanc, rouge. Know the symbol. Know what the other name that they used to call themselves. They call them the hexagon. Let's just know all these things so that we don't get surprises.
Okay.
Let's know what another thing again, we should know what the French people celebrate. I think they celebrate La Prise de la Bastille. That's July 14th. I'm not so sure, but it should be that's the Bastille prison or something like that. But they something that they always look forward to. I know that I saw a question in his textbook. Who was the most celebrated king in France? Let's just know about these things.
Okay.
All right. So we shall see tomorrow.
Okay then. Thank you very much.
Thank God. Have a good night's rest.
Thank you too. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Christ.